The title of today's Dhamma talk is The Four Auspicious Weeks. In the book of Fours of the Graduate Saints and Pali Anguttara Nikaya, Buddha said, O sons and daughters, there are four auspicious weeks that need to be achieved to become intelligent, noble and famous in the present life and in the future lives also. Every human being would like to be famous, wealthy, prosperous and attain a high status. To realize such aspirations, one needs to be endowed with the four auspicious wheels or blessings. If one is endowed with these blessings, one can be regarded as an intelligent and good person. To achieve fame and a high status in society, one needs all of these four auspicious wheels without any defect. Take the example of a car. It may have a good engine, good bodywork and frame, but if the wheels are missing, it cannot move an inch. Even if only one wheel is missing or there is a flat tire, it cannot move properly. Like a car in good condition, it can be driven anywhere with ease. One who is endowed with these four wheels can aspire to become famous and intelligent, not only in this present life, but wherever one is reborn until attaining final Nibbana. Are these four auspicious wheels? 1. To live in a suitable locality. 2. To have the help and guidance of a noble, Dhamma-faring person. 3. To maintain the status of a noble and learned person. And 4. To have done meritorious deeds beforehand. The first one is Patirupa Desavaso in Pali, which can be defined as living in a suitable place that is suitable and compatible. One should be able to get the necessities of life such as food, clothing, accommodation, education, healthcare, etc. without difficulty. All over the world, many people lead miserable lives. For some people, even the basic needs like food, clothing and accommodation are hard to get. Some cannot even get clean water easily. Poor people have to struggle just to survive. How can they aspire to have a noble life and economic prosperity in such circumstances? To become a learned person in the arts, sciences or technology, one needs good facilities to gain a thorough education. To enjoy good health, one needs easy access to doctors, dentists and hospitals. Somewhere that offers all the social amenities for education, healthcare, economic prosperity and good communications is a suitable locality, Patirupa Desavaso. However, even people in the most prosperous societies are not often able to live with complete satisfaction. There is a second very important aspect. To have the facilities to work to improve one's present life is not sufficient. One must also have the means to work for one's spiritual development, which will improve the condition of one's future lives throughout the round of rebirth, which we call samsara. So one should have the chance to practice dana or generosity, sila or morality, and bhavana or meditation. which are the vehicles to carry one to good and comfortable lives and future existences. The opportunity to practice these in full can be found only where the Buddha Sasana flourishes. There one can find worthy individuals to whom to offer charity or dana. One can find virtuous teachers who will encourage one to observe morality, and instructors who can explain how to practice meditation. So, a suitable locality should be defined as a place where the Buddha Sadhana is flourishing and where the basic necessities of life are easily available. In such a place, one can get comfortable accommodation, warm clothing, nutritious food, and expert health care. With the basic necessities taken care of, one will be able to practice the wholesome deeds of dana or generosity, sila or morality, and bhavana or meditation, with the guidance of a noble and a learned person, well versed in the teaching of the Buddha. To have the help and guidance of a noble Dhamma-faring person is the second auspicious wheel, Sapurisa Vasayo. When one is born as a human being, it is very beneficial to have noble and honest parents, pure-hearted and virtuous teachers, loyal relatives, and to live among pious and religious folks. We have an aphorism in olden days: a person living among hunters will become a hunter. A person living among fishermen will become a fisherman. To become a person who is intelligent and wise, one needs a conducive environment, noble parents, virtuous teachers, loyal relatives and friends. During Buddha's lifetime, his cousin and attendant, Venerable Ananda, once said to him, "Lord Buddha, if one has a dependable Dhamma friend and teacher, the purpose of the holy life to become an intelligent and wise person is half accomplished." The Buddha corrected Venerable Ananda. Buddha said, "Say not so, Ananda. It is not only half accomplished. The purpose of the holy life is fully accomplished if one has a dependable Dhamma friend and teacher." There is a striking example of the importance of such a good friend in the story of Venerable Angulimala. When Angulimala was under the influence of a bad teacher, he killed nearly 1,000 people. He collected their forefingers to keep count. Hence, his name means finger garland. When he was about to kill his mother to collect the last one, Buddha came to his rescue. If he had killed his own mother, he would have been destined to be reborn in Avicii hell for that heinous crime. However, owing to meeting the Buddha, he was saved from committing this unforgivable act and instead attained arhatship after practicing meditation. This episode vividly shows that a dependable and virtuous teacher can help a person attain both mundane and supramundane benefits. Thus, having a dependable friend is the second of the four auspicious wheels. The third wheel is to maintain the status of a noble and learned person. The natural tendency of ordinary persons, in Pali we call Puthojana, is towards unwholesome actions, speech and thoughts. To refrain from such unwholesome deeds, self-restraint is ultimately the only remedy. The advice of noble parents and teachers helps to create the right attitude. But if one is lacking in self-restraint, one will still tend to do unwholesome things when away from their influence. Therefore, self-restraint is the last resort to avoid bad thoughts, speech and deeds. One can climb to the top of a pole with a strenuous effort, but to remain there for a long time is even more difficult. One must try very hard to become rich and famous or to become president or prime minister of a country. But to maintain such a high status is extremely difficult. It requires much self-restraint and integrity to maintain one's reputation. Self-restraint can be maintained by thinking of the reputation of one's family. Every person has a duty to protect the good name of one's parents, ancestors, relatives and friends. By thinking of this statement, all of my ancestors are known as virtuous and honest people. If I commit an evil deed, the family's reputation will be tarnished. One can restrain oneself. Otherwise, one can think of the censure of the community one lives in. If I commit any misdeed, people will blame and gossip about me, and my reputation will be ruined. Thus, one may reason in various ways how one's reputation will be damaged and prestige lost, in spite of many years of careful behavior. By such noble and sensible thinking, a person can maintain one's good reputation and restrain from immoral deeds, which amount to fulfilling the third of the auspicious wheels, to maintain the status of a noble and learned person, Atta Samapaniti and Pali. The name of Devadatta is notorious from the time of our Lord Buddha. Though he came from the royal family and was ordained as a bhikkhu in the Buddha Sasana, he fell prey to evil desires and committed all kinds of evil deeds. He created a schism in the Sangha, urged Prince Ajatasattu to kill his own father, King Bimbisara, who was a noble person, the stream winner Sorapan. And he even tried to kill the Buddha himself. For these evil deeds he landed in Avicii hell. On the other hand, Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Moggallana, they were originally Paripajakas, followers of another sect. But they practiced the principles of Atta Samapaniti and maintained their status as noble and learned persons. They were both determined to search for liberation from all suffering. After learning the Dharma from Venerable Assaji, one of the Buddha's first 5 disciples, they attained the stage of stream winners. Soon they attained arhatship in the Buddha Sasana, and they were awarded the title of Eka Savaka, meaning the leading disciples of the Buddha after the Buddha himself. The fourth auspicious wheel is Pobbeja Gata Punyata, meaning to have accumulated wholesome and meritorious deeds beforehand. We have been fortunate enough to become human beings in this existence due to our meritorious deeds in previous existences. As human beings, we can live comfortable lives with abundance of food, clothing, medicine, and shelter. And we have opportunities to practice dana or generosity, sila or morality, and bhavana or meditation. By the repeated practice of such merits in this life too, we can again be assured the same benefits in our future lives. If we do not perform meritorious deeds in this life, it will be very difficult to become human beings again in the next. One will probably land in one of the 4 lower realms of woeful states, as an animal, a hungry ghost, a demon, or an hell. Therefore, to fulfill the 4 auspicious wheels, we should constantly perform meritorious deeds. The Bodhisattva, the great being who is going to be a Buddha, always performed meritorious deeds whenever he had a chance, even though he had accumulated masses of merits. Even when he was reborn as a Chakravati, meaning universal monarch, he renounced the pleasures and power of life, and he became a recluse to accumulate further merits. It is this chain reaction, where one good deed leads to another, that results in good existences throughout the cycle of rebirth, which we call samsara. Saying goes, a person whose stomach is full can observe morality or sila. The implication is that if one does not have even enough to eat, one may steal or commit other crimes. If one has enough means to be self-sufficient, one can practice dana or generosity, sila or morality, and bhavana or meditation. Then eventually one can attain nibbana. So meritorious deeds are vital. Now our meditators here are enjoying the fruits of meritorious deeds done in previous existences, since you all are now endowed with all these 4 auspicious wheels. 1. To live in a suitable locality. 2. To have the help and guidance of a noble, dharma-faring person. 3. To maintain the status of a noble and learned person. And 4. To have done meritorious deeds in the past or beforehand. To conclude our talk, by fulfilling these 4 auspicious wheels, may you all be able to achieve your cherished goal of nibbana, the end of all suffering, in the shortest possible time.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Idame punya.
Idame punya.
Nibbanasa.
Nibbanasa.
Pacayo.
Pacayo.
Hotu.
Hotu.
Idame punya.
Idame punya.
Yatinang hotu.
Yatinang hotu.
Sukita hontu nyatayo.
Sukita hontu nyatayo.
Imano.
Imano.
Punya bagan.
Punya bagan.
Sabha satana.
Sabha satana.
Dima.
Dima.
Sad. May you all be happy. May you all be healthy. May you all be free